Now, it is episode 36 of the Monaghan Way with myself, Sean McCaffrey, in association with Northern Sound, and I'm delighted to say that we're joined by members of the Monaghan Camogie team and indeed the County Board executive as well, because the Camogues made a return back to the inter-county scene for this year for the first time in 15 years. They're partaking in Division 3B of the league, and it's been a fantastic start, it must be said, for them there as well. So I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Dympna Hughes, who is chairperson. Dympna, am I putting the right title on you there of the County Board?
Yes, that's correct, John.
And I'm also then joined by Maria Greenan, who is a member of the team and indeed has a connection back to the team 15 years ago as well. I'm not going to put an age on you whatsoever, Marie, but it was brilliant to have you back and no doubt lining out in county colours again as well. So I might go to yourself first, Ian, before we jump to where we are now and find ourselves. Camogie, as a game, as sport, I'm very mindful maybe some people may not be familiar with this if they were tuning in. Camogie, maybe you were to explain it to those, the uninitiated, as to what it is.
Well, it's a great sport for... Sorry, Marie, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's a great sport for because it makes you use... It's very skillful. I mean, you really have to think about what you're doing. You know, it's not just going out and standing with a stick and a slit or whatever else. There's an awful lot to it. As I used to always say to the wee ones, whatever else, if they ever watch Karate Kid, you know, when you're catching your fly and cleaning your car or whatever else, it's all the skills that they're given when they actually go out onto a field and put it all together. Do you know what I mean? And when you see, you know, the camogues, you see the hurlers as well. It's a brilliant game. And, you know, to start it at a young age, I thought it was crazy starting it at an under 6 age. But when you see the girls coming up through the ranks there and you see our under 12s now that were started at under 8s, the skills that they have is immense, you know, and I just wish, I'd love to see it back in the schools. So I'll hand back over to Marie there.
Yeah, and from your own perspective, Marie, how did you get involved in the sport?
Old primary school. So I was in St Mary's in Clonturret. So we were 7, 8, 9 years of age, and Geraldine Clark would have been the school teacher with us at the time. So she got to go in the school. Girls were playing, and I said, sure, I'll give it a go. My mum would have played a few years ago before that. Latin, I have a team, so she played with them. So I just took it up from there. Yeah, as Dympna said, great skills, like so much to it. You're 2 types of pick and all the different strike and block and and you're using your body. I suppose it's not all about being the fastest player on the pitch. I definitely not, but you're using your striking and that, like if you can get the right position, you can also, if you have a good strike, you can clear the ball. It's not about being running up and down the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose you've noted it there. It's very much the female version of, if it's not the wrong thing to be saying, of hurling this. So you've noted there. It is a hurl that you use, camogue, or is there a name on the item that's in your hand? Is the wooden stick? It is a hurl, is it?
Hurley, yeah.
Hurling slitter.
Hurling slitter, and I know you have all the safety gear in regards to helmets and all such like that comes with it. So to have been introduced to it, Marie, at that young of an age, then because it's such a skillful game, you were learning the skills at the young age, as you said, getting it through primary school.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there would have been a lot of I suppose being from Clonturret, we were all sport mad and still are here. So there's a good ground in the GA club. I suppose any of us that played camogie, we played football, we played everything, but I just always enjoyed learning the skills, and I would have had a good puck and things like that. So I definitely I found football a wee bit harder. I played all of that, but I always just enjoyed it, got a great kick out of it, and was playing alongside my sister as well. So we had great memories and times. Any of us that have played or that are still playing, we've had great days away and great matches and experiences playing all over the country. So it has brought a lot of enjoyment to us all.
And you mentioned Clonturret there, and it must be said they're one of very few that have as big an interest in the small ball as they would in the big ball, because obviously there's the hurlers that's involved in that as well. And I know camogie back over the years, you mentioned about Geraldine Clark there as well. I can recall going to Park Talton and Navan back a number of years ago to cover a game actually involving, I think it was the Clonturret hurlers, were they in a club final or a club semi-final?
Yeah, us, the senior camogie team was All Ireland Junior B club final. We were playing Retosa Meath, yeah. yeah, that was during just after I think COVID kind of lifted. We had a good strong team panel of girls then.
And it was important, I suppose. The club was always going to be the backbone of a county team. So I take it 15 years ago when the decision was taken, maybe to disband, or you were unable maybe to feel from a Monaghan perspective. Was it a dip in the interest? Was it the lack of clubs, or how did that decision come about?
I'd say there was a good, so ourselves, Blaney, True and Skeen, there would have been a good core group of us, probably the same age, that all came up together. And I suppose a lot of girls at that age too started, careers, getting married, maybe having kids. And, times like that, if you're not bringing the underage up with us after, then I suppose the numbers just weren't there then. That was a lot of it. But yeah, I think a lot of the girls, whose life took over a wee bit. And in fairness, I think most of them had given a lot of their time to the team, so well due a break. So it's good to get it back on again. Good crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's maybe it's like a generational thing, Dympna. I suppose those that were there before, if they had families that growing up on the SEM, maybe now that have seen the opportunity, or helped, I suppose, in regards to players being available again, and the club structure being there to be able to field again after 15 years.
Well, absolutely. I think it's a lot, as you know, it's family. You know what I mean. There's Michelle Morgan playing on the county team there now with two of our daughters. I mean, I had two girls, whatever else, but had no interest in playing sports. So you had mothers that played camogie, whatever else, and if they had daughters, would bring them along. And it's even the video we did the other day with Chelsea. She was pucking about there at halftime at the match there on Saturday. Like, to see children like that, if you can instill that into them at a young age, they're like wee sponges, whatever else, you know what I mean? They love to see it, and they love to be doing what their mothers are doing, or their big sisters, or, so it's great. It's when they see it happening, they want to play it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose it touches in a wee bit, and I know the ladies at football level would have experienced this at different times as well. It's more difficult for a female sports person to be able to have a retention of staying out of sport, because a lot more things life wise can take them away from it.
Well, it is, and especially now you see it at an age of 15 and 16, they're all getting wee part-time jobs. That's just the way life has gone. If they want their pocket money, and they're going out and they like their style and they like to get their nails and their hair done, they need their few pound, whatever else. And unfortunately, that's when they're working. I mean, it's Saturday and Sundays, you know what I mean? So it's hard to do all. And football again, we would see now with the club, like we've girls that play camogie and football, but football really has sort of kind of taken over. Again, where we do have girls then that don't play football, and you feel sorry for them, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't feel due to football matches or training, whatever else. So it's tough going. It's tough
Yeah,
keeping them all together, and it's tough trying to keep it all, all separate.
absolutely. I can imagine that. But whatever about being tough, a good start for the return back at the intercounty level. 2 wins under the belt so far over Donegal and Louth. That's bound to give such a positive outlook to everybody involved.
Well, I'm delighted, and I'll let Marie speak for the team's point of view, but for ourselves and for the county, it's fantastic.
And Marie, yeah, I was going to say, after the 15-year sabbatical, to come back and to immediately be competitive. Now, I know you have a big game this weekend against Mayo, and Mayo unbeaten as well. But even just to go out and to be competitive, I suppose that was the key thing. Obviously, the key thing, you want to go out and represent your county and get that on the way. But then to go out and be competitive.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We went to Donegal 2 weekends ago. The first match in Carolina, so we had a 3-hour drive up or trip up to there. In fairness, pitch wasn't in too bad a condition considering the weather. It was a very physical match. And I suppose it was the first we had played one challenge match. It was getting used to playing with each other and what the other strengths are and things like that. So it was a tough, very tough match, and I think we felt the soreness the next days. But as Freddie and Dara have said, like we're not there to just compete or get the thing going, and sure it's grand whatever. So once we field, it's about, like they said, pushing on and getting the win. So it was a great coming home now after that drive to have the win under our belt. And then Louth last weekend in Claughan, another tough physical match. some of us, we would play, and Oakland River girls, we play in the Louth League. So we would have been familiar with some of the girls. But it was it was a great day for the match together, and it was good fast. And it made us push on. We performed better last weekend compared to the Donegal match, I feel anyway. We're getting just more used to each other and into our roles. And then, as you said, yeah, we have Mayo now on Saturday, and then we are actually through to the final against them as well in 2 weeks' time, the weekend of the 21st. So it'll be definitely a bigger challenge for strong clubs over there. More experience and good on being a minor, county teams coming up, girls that have played together. But that's what you want to be playing. We're not just no hanking out and hammering teams or anything like that. These things will bring us on and show where we need to be, fitness level, skill wise, and things like that. And they're the matches you want to help develop for the future.
Absolutely. Just interesting. I think you were involved with the panel back 15 years ago, Marie, were you? You're a link back to that.
Possibly, yeah. There, Michelle Morgan that's playing as well. As Dympna said, Michelle has 2 daughters on the team now, Shannine and as well. They're absolutely superstars. And then Mary Meehan in full back there. She would have been through and played with Middletown and that. She's back as well. Haven't left anyone out, but I know was 3 Warriors. Is that what? Or mad in the head either? Or
But it's brilliant that you are back there. But what I was going to ask is have you seen a difference in how the game would have been played 15 years ago to where it's played now, or in regards to the physicality of it, the fitness of it, the speed of it?
Oh, definitely. I think the skill up for the game, like you'd see that at all levels in Camogie County. Club has come on so much, and like that's what it's all about. The more skillful, it's all right being able to get to the ball first, but if you can do nothing with it, like it's no use to you. Just everything, well, like pitch wise and like with the GPA and that in back and everything out well, like getting food after matches and trainings there and having facilities, and like that's a massive help. Like back in the day we were lucky, and I think sometimes it still happens at club level and things, like you had a pitch, or you had no dressing rooms and things like that. So it has improved immensely. We would have had to work very hard back in the day for things we got, but I think people are, I suppose, more embracing it now about women's sport and ladies football and the camogie and everything. And the more you go on about it and get it out there, the more they know about it as well. I'd say a lot of ones around here will be sick listening to me about it, but they're well used to it.
Well, I was just going to say that in fairness, you have to fight your corners. No point saying any different. It's a football and mad county. And I know I'd be chatting to hurlers and they say they do have to fight hard for what they get. And they get well looked after. It's brilliant to hear that. And as you say, it's no different with the Camogues then as well. That you have to fight hard. You have to shout loudest. But it's beginning to be reflective in your hard work's paying off. The fact that you're back at an inter-county level, and that no doubt will drip feed back down into clubs. People even just listening in on this going, God, we've a Camogie team, they've a couple of wins under their belt, they're in a league final. That's all positive.
Oh, definitely.
Well, it is
Great group of county girls, that Gavin, Ed and Sinead working with there. So it's bringing them on too. Something for them to go watch and for us to go watch them. And yeah, as you say, people and mightn't even, some people still wouldn't even know there's Camogie County. So they're very welcome to come along, watch or get involved or anything like that. And as well, just to thank Roisin, our county treasurer, and her husband Paddy sponsored our jerseys as well. Their secure systems there in Carrickmacross, and Riptech have given us socks for all the girls. I think they're based in Castleblaney, and Activate's coming on board there, and hopefully haven't left anybody out, but it's really, really appreciated. Girls are delighted, like jerseys are class looking, and if anyone else wants to come on board, they're very, very welcome. They can give me a shout, no problem.
And Dympna, you were going to come in there. I was just going to say that it's brilliant, even from your perspective, or the county board perspective, to see this positivity, to see companies wanting to get involved and be sponsoring the Camogues.
Well, it absolutely is. And as I said, Croke Park, did their part as well. They made it possible for us. They made the 3B competition as well. You know what I mean? So they made it possible for us. So they know Monaghan exists, and they have been very supportive. And again, as Marie said, with the under-14s, they've had a good run there in the last couple of years. The under-16s this year, so they need to have something. They need to know that there is a senior team now. We had that wee bit of a gap with the minors, but we're working. Myself and Mary Murphy's working to try and get something for them. So, knowing that the girls, when they're coming out of under 16, that they have something to look forward to and they have something to play in the county, because everybody's proud. Everybody wants to wear the county jersey, be it in football or camogie or hurling. You're proud to stand and play with your county.
Yeah, absolutely. And just in regards to the clubs, how many active clubs of camogie is there in the county at the minute, Dympna?
Cartmacross, Castleblaney, Clontibbert, Enniskeane and Killarney is coming along. So that's a new club now that'll be starting shortly. So they have a lot of work. It's a lot of work, yes, as Roisin in Cartmacross knows. It's a lot of work to get a club up and running. But we've had them out as a county board as best we can. So hopefully now they'll only start obviously as a younger age, and Carrick is up to under 16s at the minute. But it's all positive. And we had a young girl then came from through the under 16s this year as well. So if there is people out there and she joined and she registered one of the local clubs. If anybody out there in Monaghan wants to do that, they can do that, and it leaves them that they can play then for their county.
As I was just going to say, and Marie touched on it there, that there's a pathway now for any young girl that does pick up the hurl and the slitter and gets involved at club level. She'll know then that there's development, or that there's county representation at underage, and that there's a senior team that you can aim for. Because in fairness, any young person that gets involved in any sport, they want to try and reach the pinnacle. They want to be able to go out and put on a county jersey, and that opportunity's there now.
Well, it is, though, and it's and I'd love to see camogie back, as Marie said. That's where she started, and we all started. We all had Mary Murphy, Geraldine Clark. You're missing people like that, and if you had them back in the grassroots of junior schools and girls' schools, whatever else, it'd be brilliant. But unfortunately, that's a kind of now. Myself and Mary had gone into the schools in Castleblaney, and we do a couple of weeks in there. You know what I mean? So I think if there was more of that, it'd be, if the young ones can see it, because all they're seeing at the minute is football, so they don't know camogie exists at a young age. So if we could get back into the schools, it'd be, I think that'd be a big step, a huge step.
Absolutely. And I know there's a lot of work goes on in the background to get all sports introduced into schools. And it's important that happens yet, even just to give a young person an introduction to a sport, because you just never know where it can lead them to. I take it you obviously are a separate county board. I know there's a lot of talk about all coming under one umbrella and stuff like that. But I take you are working in tandem, obviously, with the Monaghan County Board here as well, when you've access to the likes of Claughan and stuff like that.
Well, Clonton has been very good. I mean, it's, I know Emmett's under serious pressure out there, you know what I mean, trying to fit us all in. But once you're at the county, I mean, they have to, Emmett did say like he'd look after us as best as he could, which he has done. So we appreciate that, because in the last couple of weeks with the weather, you know what I mean, it was very, very hard where you could, there's an awful lot of pitches weren't opened. And for us to be where we are with like one challenge match, as Marie said, and the training, girls turning out for training, and it lashing rain and cold, and girls going out in 26, 27 girls a night. You have to really praise them for that. And it's the girls that were on that team, such as Marie and Mary and Michelle, and you can hear them talking to the younger girls, giving them advice, encouraging them. And that's just great when we're standing listening to the training and listening to, even the girls speaking to them at the start of the match and at halftime if anybody needs a wee bit of a lift. So it's certainly, it's a team, and it's great to see it. It's fabulous to see it.
Oh, absolutely. And Marie, we hear so much about the commitment that footballers put into, be it at club level or county level. It's no different for a camogie. We're catching you, actually, your talents coming out of the gym. So the gym sessions is there, the training sessions is there. Dympna touched on it, turning out large numbers, challenge games and all that. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, it is. I suppose the gym is my own personal thing too. I have 2 kids, so you have to keep your strength up and keep being bits from them. But yeah, during the week, and then the matches that weekend, and then I suppose when the league's over, we'll be out twice a week. And the lads have said, and you have to be doing your own stuff, if it's running or gym or whatever, things to keep yourself going. I suppose as you get older too, the niggles are harder to get rid. So we just keep going, get the body built up. But yeah, but it's great. Like I know the girls just really love going to training on Tuesdays or Wednesday nights, depending what night we're out. And the trains have been absolutely top class, really enjoyable. And the lads bring the best out in all of us. And like the girls, like mad to go to training. Like, I don't, the nights there, even the weather was bad. Like I don't think you really dreaded going. Like you were going to get soaked, but it's grand. And the matches and that, the Dara and Freddie have really brought out the best in us, and hopefully more to come out of the girls. Susie, it's a while for all of us to get used to each other and their way of training and managing us, and them getting used to the way maybe we train, or your personalities and things like that. So there's been a lot of work done on that too. So yeah, it's starting to come together. There's a lot to still do, but it's been very positive so far.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You just touched on Dara and Freddie, the management team. What's their background? Are they locals, or who is the management team, Marie?
Freddie Williams. Freddie, I think he's from down the south part of the country, and the woman, whoever the love of his life, has brought him up this direction. And then there's Dara's with him as well. So they're both Cavan direction, and just all I know is they're involved with Cavan clubs. Otherwise, I wouldn't know much about the lads now. But it's maybe better too, if it knows us or whatever. It's no use. So you just go in and train hard, and there's a good level of respect there between both sides, and they're very approachable as well. So they are. So we can it's going okay so far.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like a clean slate for yous, obviously coming in for the first time, and these lads coming in, the management team coming in, and vice versa. Their knowledge, every game, every training session, every puck that you take up a slitter, they're learning about yous all the time.
That's exactly it, yeah. And the clean slate, as you said, is good. Rather if it's someone local here or something like that. If you'd someone for Clonturvert or Blaney or something, they probably know most of us from the club or something like that, and so they've opinions formed already of that. So I think, yeah, the clean slate was great. I know I was delighted with that. Didn't know anything about our backgrounds or anything like that, and they're just seeing his face value and train hard, and everybody has to work hard at training there in their places. They're telling us all the time, like, your places aren't certain. Like, so girls are really pushing on, trying to impress. Especially you don't know who's going to get an injury or can't get off work or something like that. Like, so you always know there could be a spot there available, or somebody has a bad day. Everybody at a match, things don't work for you, and you need somebody else that can come in and step up. So yeah, it's been very positive with the lads.
And just finally touched on there as well. I think Dympna mentioned. I think Dympna maybe has dropped out. Hopefully she can join us again. A panel of 26 or thereabouts as well, which shows a brilliant buy-in, I suppose, from players that wanted to get involved.
Yeah, I think there's over 30, I think, in total. So just depending on college. Some girls, just don't get home during the week if they're a bit too far away, but they're up doing their own thing and that. But yeah, there's great buy-in. Like there's great numbers. There's 10 from my own club of us, I think, went up. And I think Blaney would have something the same in a scheme. And then you've girls that maybe are playing. There would be some girls are playing outside, like with a different club outside the county. That they're still living in Monaghan and that, so they've come back in that would have played in the past and that. So there's a great squad there. It's just people getting together and pushing it on. But girls are really, really behind. But so that's half the battle. If people want to be turning up, the rest just put the hard work in and keep pushing on now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And Dympna, sorry, you've joined us again. Lovely to have you back. You're all right. No bother. We were just getting the background on the management team there, and just the numbers then as well. Obviously, it's a 26-player panel on a playing day, and numbers of plus 30 to be turning out as well. I'd said it to Marie. It's brilliant to see that buy-in from the clubs, to see that from players that they want to get involved.
Yeah, well, when we left the county board meeting a couple of weeks ago, we had 24 players. We had eight and eight from each of the clubs. By the time we met the boys then on a Wednesday night, they had 30 players, because they had contacted players that had played with Monaghan before, that were playing for Culliville. And that experience coming in, has really helped. And Mary Meehan was playing for Middleton, and bringing those people back in with those girls with the experience that they had played, that really has helped. And as I said, for girls that had only played for a short time, to go out and play like they play for every one of those matches, it's just it's really it's very it's just, I feel so proud, that the girls have worked so well together, and they all want the same thing, and they're getting that great push from the two boys, Dara and Freddie. Like, they've been very supportive. Like, no messing, they're training. You're in to train. You know what I mean? We're not out here for the crack, whatever else, and they're in it to win it. They're not in. They weren't in to show up. Just they're in it to win it. So, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very reflective, obviously, in the performances that you have had there as well. And as noted, a league final to look forward to. I know the final group game has to be played, and interestingly enough, it's going to be the same opposition again then in the league final to look forward to. So everything's a bonus, I suppose. I know you went out with the intention of being competitive and wanting to win, but to even be in a league final in your first year back after 15 years, that's quite an accomplishment.
Go ahead, Marie. That's probably you'll be the best one to speak on that as as a past player. I know how proud you'd be.
I can't actually hear Dympna.
Oh, sorry, Marie. No, I'll go again for you. No, I just noted, having returned back after the 15 years, I know you went out and you touched on it, that you just want to be competitive, you just want to be winning, but to even now be in a league final, and I know there's one round of games to be played off here still against Mayo, it's going to be the same opposition, but that's some accomplishment in the first time back in 15 years that you're going to be contesting a league final.
Oh, definitely. It's brilliant. Like, shows that, well, the work so far has come together, and everybody's, I suppose, moving in the one direction and what we're aiming for, and that's what the lads were pushing for as well. And it's more matches. Every match you get, the better you're going to improve as well. But yeah, a brilliant achievement for the girls. Everybody's showing up and putting their heart and soul into it, and here it's great. It's great promotion for us. Publicise the final, get people coming along, and it's getting people to see that Camogie is still alive and well in Monaghan, and everybody's welcome to come along. The club near you or anything like that, go get involved. You definitely won't be turned away. I'm sure it's good to see the girls are taking the limelight for some stage rather than the lads all the time.
Well, you just touched on it there. Considering how things are working at the moment, we're more than delighted to have some team in a league final and the positivity surrounding it. And Dympna, for yourself there as well, from a county board perspective, this is all you could have dreamed, I suppose. Was it a big call? Was it a hard call to pull it all back together again, to get a county team lined out again?
It was. Again, it was very hard to get your managers. I mean, myself and Mary, we asked, we rang a lot of people, and I know an awful lot of, there's a lot of commitments, with hurling teams, whatever else in football, and family commitments. So, we were getting to the stage where, is this going to happen now? There was a lot of hard work, and everybody really, Maria's been a great help there, as I said, Roisin. Everybody just bailed in. We knew what we had to do. And we left that county board meeting on that Monday night, and we had to go then and find physios and whatever else, and it was great. And Fiona's on board there, and she's brilliant. So it's, the hard work paid off. For the first, it did look daunting, especially with the monies and the grants and stuff like that there. But once we understood that, we weren't given probably correct information at the start, and that left us very fearful. You know what I mean, as to what were we going to be able to afford it? Where was the money going to come from? Once Crow Park met us, once they explained that, you know what I mean, then we were okay. Then, we sort of kind of settled ourselves, and it was great then to get Freddie and Dara on board as well, because that really, without the two of them, it just wouldn't have happened.
No, and listen, it's a brilliant success story, in fairness. No matter what happens now for the remainder of the year, over the remainder of the games, the success of what has been achieved after that break of 15 years has been something else. And as you said, there's never an opportunity that you'll turn away for players to get involved, clubs to get involved, even maybe a few listening in here that have maybe clubs and have young girls that would be keen to get involved in the game. If they approach the county board or any of the players, they'll point them in the right direction.
Well, absolutely, because as I said, we had a young lady come from True. Her father contacted us. She turned up at the county training. She registered then with Clontibret, and she turns up for every single training from True. She's on the county panel in the under 16. So anybody out there, yes, they just have to register with a club, contact the county board. Again, Killarney, we've given, Mary has been a great help there with Killarney trying to get them set up. I know it's tough setting up a club. I do understand that. But if there's girls out there that wants to play camogie, there's definitely there's a way in, and we'll make it. We'll make it happen if anybody contacts us.
Well, listen, we'll just end it on that one. My thanks indeed to Marie Greenan, a member of the Monaghan Senior Inter-County Camogie team, and of course Dympna Hughes, their chairperson as well of the Camogie County Board here within Monaghan. Don't forget, you can check in on plenty more of our Monaghan Way podcasts with us here on any of the social media platforms where you pick up on your podcasts.